Let's imagine that this is a real situation. There's a client who searched for 15th of November to 30th of November travel from Washington to Nairobi, reached you, a travel agent, and is asking what is the itinerary for that $557 price and how to book it. The very first thing you need to do in such cases is asking for the name of the promotion he or she saw. That is because he knows where he saw that price, but at that point, you don't. It might be a price after a search, it might be from the main page of the site, it might be an advertised fare from social networks such as Facebook, or it even might be a price from another site. You can't help the client unless you know what he's talking about. If in your CMS request you have a link to the last visited search page on the ASAP Tickets site, click it. It is most likely that you will see the price the client is talking about. If you don't have the link, but a customer provided a discount ID number from asaptickets.com, you can enter it into the marketing information section within your CMS lead, and the link to the last visited search page will appear. If you don't have any of those things, simply ask, "May I know the name of the promo you saw?" If you have the promo name, you can check for its requirements and, in short, explain them to the client. If these requirements don't work for the customer's plans, or he or she does not remember the name of the promotion, you can reassure the client that you will get the lowest available prices in any case. You just need to check your system. And then simply continue gathering the travel information as you would in any other situation, and continue with your call. Let's imagine that you had a link in your CMS request, or the client provided the name of the promo and you did a search on ASAP Tickets site yourself, or you simply learned the requirements for the Super Saver fare. At this point, all you need to do is compare what the customer is looking for, to what are the requirements of the promo. Our customer wants to go on the 15th of November and stay until the 30th of November, meaning 15 days. The Super Saver is available only from February 5th and up to the 25th of February. And the stay cannot be longer than 3 days. In this case, you can say the following. As I can see, the Super Saver fare is available for travel during February time, and you mentioned you would like to go in November. Would you be willing to change your travel time to February? Another question you can ask instead of the first one is, as I can see, your duration of stay is 2 weeks. This promotion is available for a 3-day stay. Would you be interested in making your trip shorter? It is less likely that the customer will say yes to such a big change in travel time or duration of stay. So it is most likely that he will say no. After that, reassure the customer. Say, in that case, let me check what I can get on your original dates. We have the lowest prices for and best discounts. I am sure we'll be able to get something really good. For that, I will need to ask a few more questions. Then simply continue gathering the information that you need in order to get the best deal for your client on his original dates. In case the customer says yes to the travel time and duration of stay in order to get the price, ask if he is willing to book the ticket on the same day. If that is also something he can do, say that the price depends on seat availability, and you will need to check for the exact dates when it's available. That will take 20 to 30 minutes time, and you will get the itinerary for this deal. After that, continue gathering the individual preferences of this customer, his email address, and other requirements for his trip, regardless. In addition to the Super Saver deal, which might end up having an inconvenient schedule, or an airline that the customer doesn't like, in such situations, you will get another 2 to 3 deals that have a more convenient schedule, available on the client's original dates, according to his convenience and preferences. This is so he has a possibility to choose between the cheap promotional fare and other great convenient options, which could be a bit or a lot more expensive. Sometimes the price difference is really small, and for a $50 to $100 higher price you can get a much better flight, with shorter duration, and fewer stops, on a 4 or 5-star airline company. This is the choice you should always provide to your client. Let's go over this one more time. Whenever the client mentions a price he or she saw on our website and is asking if he can get it, first, find out the name of the promotion or click the link of his or her last search result in your CMS request if you have it. There are going to be only 4 promotions you might encounter. In the main window, a Super Saver fare or a special fare, and 3 deals below, deal of a week, best seller, top rated. All are going to have similar requirements. The only difference will be the travel period and the duration of stay, which is more narrow for the cheapest promos, and has a wider range for more expensive ones. In case the customer doesn't remember the name of the promo, say, no problem, let me search for what is available on your dates for your travel requirements. We always get the best prices. After that, continue asking questions about the customer's trip, personal information and individual preferences. If the customer gave you the name of the promo or the search result page in front of you, find out whether the client is willing to change his dates or duration of stay. Ask, would you be willing to travel between the 5th and the 25th of February instead of your original dates? Or ask about the duration of stay. Would you be okay to stay for 3 days instead of 7, as you originally requested? If the customer says that he cannot do that, reassure the client. If at this point you will not give reassurance that we can get the lowest prices on the market regardless, the client might hang up, after he understands that the price he saw on the site is not available. Say the following phrase. In that case, let me check what I can get on your original dates. We have the lowest prices for and best discounts. I am sure we'll be able to get something really good. And then continue gathering the customer's trip details, personal info, and preferences. In case the client is ready to travel within the travel period for the promo, and stay for the required number of days, ask if he's willing to book the trip today, then continue gathering the customer's trip details, personal info, and preferences, so you can offer more convenient options as well. Afterward, contact your supervisor or expert to get the promotional price, as well as some more convenient but possibly somewhat more expensive deals. What are the most important things to remember when you are answering questions about advertised prices? First of all, providing short and informative answers. Customers are not interested to listen to a long and detailed disclaimer text with all rules and restrictions, nor it is good to provide incorrect or misleading info. That is why you need to educate yourself on this subject, to be able to handle these questions in a quick manner. There are only 4 promos on the site. And the rules for them change only once every 2 to 3 months. Write them down, remember the main requirements, like the travel period, and duration of stay, and you will always be able to answer questions about them. Secondly, it's important to provide reassurance. Even if the exact price the customer saw on our website is not available for their dates, you have to give an understanding that we have many discounted deals that are not on the site, contracts with airlines, and custom-made itineraries. That we can get an amazing deal for the client, regardless, in most cases better than anywhere else they would check. And finally, never ignore questions and concerns. Remember, we never say no. The client must never hear phrases like, "This is not available." Instead, explain when it's available and ask if the client is interested. Never say, "I cannot do this." Say, "Here's what I can do." Never skip an explanation or provide an unclear one. All clients' questions must be answered.